Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about just a month ago, trolls was on here talking about, oh, Peach don't need she don't need free food. She don't need this, she don't need that. And then come around this month, bitch. Imagine the president shutting down the government and none of y'all hoes can get y'all food stamps. That's what y'all hoes get. See, the president want to show y'all whole self. He want to show y'all. If Peach McIntyre can take care of 9 children with no food stamps and no government assistance, y'all can too. So don't get on here making status and talking about the government cutting off food stamps because y'all felt like Peach McIntyre can do it without it. Why y'all can't do it without it? And people like me who only have 2 children and didn't get the food stamps, we don't give a fuck. Cut them off. Don't get them hoes nothing. Y'all hoes get out here and get your credit together and learn how to buy you some food off your credit card, bitch, because that's what I had to do. I had to do that. And since y'all want to get up here and applaud Peach McIntyre for bragging how she don't need government assistance no more, then none of y'all don't need it. Cut it off. Cut everything off. Cut it off.
See, this is my issue right here, y'all. Because if you haven't seen her caption, it says, cut them food stamps off. I had to buy food with my credit cards, so F them stamps. My issue with this, because obviously I do agree at a principle level, what she's saying, I think that people that don't need it shouldn't have it. But I guess where my issue comes in is the fact that the only reason she has the issue is because she tried to get it and she couldn't get it, or she had to cut it off. That's my issue because you have a fickle philosophy. Let me explain. You wouldn't be thinking this way if you had got accepted or hadn't gotten cut off. You would be on the other side of the spectrum and you would be complaining about why you don't get it. So then you come here and you're really just upset that you didn't get on it. So now you want everybody else not to be able to have it. And to me, that is a true definition of a hater. And I like haters. You know, they have a place in the ecosystem, I feel. But at the same time, you just gotta, look at them and observe. And the fact that she's basically open enough to come online and express that she's just mad that she couldn't get it, I think it's kind of funny that people will come on here and basically expose that they're a hater, because usually haters like to stay in the dark, right? They like to leave comments with no profile picture. But yeah, I think that's where the disconnect comes in, right?
Off, Trump. Let it stay off. Let some of these big mouth hoes go out there and work on their job and buy their food out of pocket, like Peach McIntyre. Peach McIntyre showed you if you leave TikTok, she can survive. And the rest on can too, bitch. I'm trying to survive off TikTok too. Cut the food stamps off. Y'all ain't give
Hmm.
me none. And y'all ain't give a lot of other people none. Stop these hoes with these.
That's the key right there. That's probably why her stamp got cut off. See, it sounds like she started making money on TikTok, and then they might have factored that into her income. And when they factored that in, she's no longer qualified. So now, once she was using it and she was getting full use out of it, but once they took her off of it, now she's mad, and now she feels like nobody should have it. And that's just, to me, that's just bad character. You know, when I see people like that, they got to stay the heck away from me. But yeah, I think we've heard enough of what she had to say. She's just hating, but it's true. But she's hating, and it should have been true for you too.
I wish I was kidding, but we just lost our food stamp. And on top of that, I am still $2,000 in credit card debt. In case you're new here, I'm a stay-at-home mom trying to pay off $2,000 in credit card debt. Today, we unfortunately found out that we lost our food stamp. If you're watching this, it actually does help when you like, comment, share, say. And I know it's annoying when people say that, but I really mean it. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just trying to get my family through and finally get this debt paid off. So yeah, vibes are very low today, but I did tell my husband that we lost our food stamps. And y'all, when I tell you that he started pacing like the world was ending, I was like, yeah, I know. And now I'm just over here cleaning the bathroom, trying to keep it together, continuing to post my videos, hoping that maybe finally they start to.
Let's take a side note here, y'all. Side note, especially for the fellas.
When I tell you that he started pacing like the world was ending, I was like, yeah, I know.
Uh, this is just my philosophy. Your woman shouldn't see that you're in a panic. She said that she told her husband that their food stamps got cut off, and he started pacing back and forth, hyperventilating like the world was about to end. Is that really how you want to handle it? Because here's what I believe about that. Listen, you're gonna have to figure it out anyway. You're gonna have to get through it anyway. So, right? Because this is survival at the end of the day. And you would like to think that you're gonna be able to make it out. And there could be worse things. You still have shelter. You know, you just have to figure out the food piece. And I feel like that's something figure outable if you're willing to go down in quality, maybe even in brand name, in order to just, have something that might be um, dry. What do they call it? Dry. It's dry stores. Ultimately, in a can. I think you can. I think you can survive for a little bit until you kind of, and also buy some time until you can figure that out. But he started pacing and hyperventilating. Listen, why not go into it with certainty that we're going to figure it out and go ahead and put the rest of the household at ease, and then you just bear that pressure. I don't understand this. You're going to have to figure it out anyway, so you might as well either go through it with optimism, as I'm talking to the men, or even if you are panicking internally, don't show it. Because once it's over and you're actually able to get through it, at least you look a little bit cooler after it all was said and done. And now, you said it was going to get handled and it got handled. But now, even if you do go through it, that image of you pacing and hyperventilating, it's still going to last. So that's just my little thing right there. I wouldn't recommend that, fellas, to let your lady see you sweat.
No, I know. Now I'm just over here cleaning the bathroom, trying to keep it together, continuing to post my videos, hoping that maybe finally they start to pay off. When it comes to my credit card, right now we are at 1,977 left. I've got a $61 payment pending. I'm not gonna lie, some days it feels pointless, but I continue to post because I know that this might be the only way that I can turn things around. And yeah, I know that people scroll past stuff like this all the time, but if this is on your For You page, it's probably for a reason. Listen, I'm just a regular stay-at-home mom doing what I can to get us back on track. So if you're still watching this, thank you. Don't forget to follow, comment, share to a friend if you can. I'm stressing so much right now, but you watching this helps more than you know. Love you. Bye.
To be honest, like when you really look at the entirety of their situation, it's actually not that bad, in my opinion. It's actually not that bad. They lost the food stamps. That's one thing. And then they have like less than $2,000 credit card. And I foresee she probably is making some money off TikTok. If it made it, this far to where I'm reacting to it, it's fairly popular. And yeah, so I think they'll be okay. As well as $2,000 in credit card debt. That's not a big hole to dig yourself out of. There's people with far more debt on credit cards, student loans, whatever you may have it. So I think I don't know why he was hyperventilating. If that's what'll get him hyperventilated, then you know he's probably not gonna be able to handle a lot of life's challenges.
Well, everybody, they done sent them emails down the pipeline. I'm not laughing. I just got done watching a documentary in which they were basically talking in it was a documentary that was clearly done a while ago before all this went down. And I know I was supposed to be resting or whatever the case may be. And I'm going to get back to resting and then I'm going to get back to the news or whatever the case may be. But I wanted to let y'all know the news came down the pipeline that it's official. Them stamps ain't coming in November. I I don't know. Because I know the people of color going to be great. Some of us are going to be like, damn, like this is, you know what I mean? We already robbing Peter to pay Paul. But we know how to make some shit shake regardless. And that doesn't take away the fact that that's not going to cause a big hindrance to a lot of people, a lot of Americans' lives. But I really do want y'all to take this into consideration, right? For the next election that you vote
Huh.
in, okay? Need I remind you?
How about you just be respectful and let people see things that's happening for themselves and make their own opinions of who they're going to vote for? Because I already know where she's going. And it's a lot of, I would say, more so ladies that are so hell bent on making sure that you vote for who they want you to vote for. And this even happens in relationships. There's women in dating that will be like, "Don't date me if you voted for X, Y, Z," and that's really sad. And it's kind of narcissistic and very controlling, you know, which is strange to me.
Never forget that on the precipice of millions of Americans, tens of millions, 42 to be exact, million Americans who all pay their taxes, who all do what they're supposed to be doing, when they were on the precipice of losing one of the safety aids that they needed in order to sustain in an economy that was built for them to fail, the president, more than half of those people voted for. More than half of those people voted for. Because again, black people only make up 13%. The president that more than half of those people voted for said that the ballroom was his top priority.
Let me tell you something. I make it a point not to get too into the politics of things because I just don't care to do it. Like I said, I feel like we should just respect everyone's decision, and ultimately everybody's going to vote, and whoever wins the majority is going to be the person who is going to be leading this country. But see, she's saying something about because I'm just going to speak about the objective facts. That's what I'm going to do. And she's mentioning, I hate how we always stick on the smallest, most irrelevant things, and we try to exacerbate them to be bigger than what they are. Because the same way you can say things about the current president, okay, at the end of the day, the current president, I really don't pay much attention to what any of these politicians say. I'm looking at what they do. And last time I checked, a lot of what the current president said he was going to do, it got done. And it's going to show during tax season as well. However, what the last president said, last time I checked, these student loans still didn't get wiped away, did they? There was a lot of other things that he said that were going to happen that didn't go through. I remember he said that organizations, he was trying to pass something where organizations with no compete clauses, they tried to pass something to where they got rid of that for employers, to where your organization couldn't try to hold you to a unreasonable no compete clause. That didn't go through. I can't think of anything that went through that he said was going to happen. So we ultimately, I just think that we shouldn't really pay that much attention and put that much stock in what they say. We should watch what they do. And from what I'm seeing, what this new guy is doing, everything that he said he's going to do, it's getting done. So that's what's important to me. Not some ballroom. That's not what I'm going to focus on. But a lot of times we like to focus on things that are more so towards the side that we like, and we ignore everything else. Just like she's ignoring all the other things that came from um, the previous 4 years, right? But like I said, I'm not going to say which way to go or what you should do, but I am going to talk objectively. But we'll leave it there. Also, like the channel. Also, subscribe if you want to join the Legion. Hype the video, like the video. Cash App's link below if you want to buy a boy iced coffee. Tip the channel. And also feel free to join the Patreon if you want to see self improvement content. Till then, I'll catch you on the next video.